serious grapefruit, somewhat beery juice. Hey beer cosmonauts, thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited about today's beer, which is $10 Shake by Siren. Please excuse the radiator. I'm going to be getting a green screen soon, and so we'll be trying beer in the desert, on a space station. Maybe I'll take requests for backdrops, but for now it's the radiator. Maybe for the next 1 or 2 reviews it will be the radiator. Or the shop. I'm very excited about today's beer, which is $10 Shake by Siren. Siren are from Wokingham, and in 2015 they were, according to their website anyway, I haven't double checked this, given the best brewery in England by Rate Beer. That's only 3 years after they were established in 2012. This year they will be doing the Rainbow Project 2017. They did last year's Rainbow Project. But anyway, they'll be at Rainbow 2017. If you want to find out about that, then check the link below as well. They'll be making a collab with Sante Adarius, who I've never heard of. But anyway, yeah, check the link out and find out about that. Siren have a really nice website with recipes, as well as the recipe to actually make this beer. If you're a home brewer, they also have recipes of just really nice food recipes, and the website is really nicely designed as well. So yeah, definitely worth a look. Siren have actually given the ingredients and a recipe how to recreate it if you're a home brewer. Now, they have said on their website that it's not exactly the same recipe as they would use scaled up. It's a much scaled down version. So don't expect it to be exactly the same, but if you want to try it out brewing it, then check the link below, and you can go to their website and try and brew it for yourself. In terms of dry hop additions and fruit, again, it's Citra, Amarillo, Simcoe and Mosaic, so that's going to give quite a bit of fruitiness, but then there's also mango puree, papaya puree and passion fruit puree, so that's what's going to make this beer really interesting. They also point out that using fruit like this can result in pectin solidifying after bottling, so little chunks can appear in the bottle. Which happened with a couple of other of their beers, but it's absolutely fine. So we are expecting to probably find some little bits floating around here, and I think actually I can see 1 or 2, but that's fine. I've decided to use quite a small glass because there's lactose in it. I sometimes find that the lactose can kind of block the sense of flavour or aroma a little bit, so I want to get really close to the beer. Anyway, here we are, $10 Shake. Let's have a look. Wow. Really big mango, kind of peppery, fruity hit. Mango is by far the most powerful aroma going on there. Anyways, put it in the glass. Wow, huge mango, mainly mango in the beginning, like quite peppery sort of mango flavour, but then you do get the papaya come very shortly afterwards, and there's a really good balance between hoppy, fruity aromas and just fruity aromas. Almost so that you can't really take them apart completely. The overall impression is quite sweet, very much like a mango smoothie, really, or even mango juice. Pretty amazing. One of the best smelling beers I've ever tasted. Smelt. Ooh! I forgot to speak about the aroma. The appearance. Let's see if you can have a look there. It's thick, anyway. Thick, orange. But the flavour is much more bitter than you expect. When you smell it, you think sweet mango. It's going to be like a sweet juice. But then the flavour, there's a really intense grapefruitiness. And actually, or possibly, one reason for that is because this was, as I understand, developed from another beer, Pompomacello, which is a grapefruit sort of pale ale, which I'll be doing in a few beers' time because I have a bottle of that as well. And what's good about the bitterness is it does really make the drink taste beery. Without it, it would seem like it was just juice, which might be a bit weird, but at the same time, it's a little bit weird anyway because the bitterness is so powerful that it's kind of like it's kind of a lot of work to really. It's sort of quite a harsh, prickly bitterness. You know, a very grapefruity one. So it smells like a soft, sweet smoothie, but it tastes like that, but like also it's mainly grapefruit juice. The kind of grapefruity bitterness sort of tears you away a bit from the illusion that it might just be a nice juice. So there's a bit of confusion really as to what it's going for. Is it going for nice, sweet, kind of soft smoothie juice, or is it going for serious grapefruit, somewhat beery juice? You know, the smell and the flavour give completely conflicting stories. And in a way that's cool, but in another way it's a little bit jarring. The funny thing about the carbonation is that I'm guessing, because of the lactose, the bubbles that you feel on your tongue are very kind of small. It sort of nucleates very small. And that might just be to do with the thickness of the liquid. But what it reminds me of is when a smoothie that you make or that you buy and you leave it for too long and it starts to ferment even in the fridge, just sort of like very slowly. After quite a long time, like a few weeks, you get this small bubbly carbonation, like very fine sort of but yet sparse carbonation. And that's what's kind of going on in here. So it smells absolutely divine, and then you've got this sort of surprising bitterness, and then you've got a sort of fermenting smoothie feel, which would normally be associated with it going off. But obviously this is meant to be fermented. So there's all sorts of weirdness going on. I mean, it's really impressive. It's really interesting. And the flavours are nice. It's just that bitterness and that carbonation is a little bit irksome, and I'm not completely sure what I feel about it. This beer smells like one of the sweetest beers you're ever going to taste, but it actually tastes like one of the more bitter beers that you can get. I've had much more bitter beers, but this is up there in probably the top 20 or 25. It's very bitter. And I'm finding it hard to sort of reconcile those two things in a way that means that I really enjoy the beer. I feel like the bitterness kind of detracts a little bit from the enjoyment that I would get from the beer if it wasn't so bitter, if the bitterness wasn't so harsh, and if I could just really focus on those fruity flavours and really the sweetness that kind of would go along with that. Not that I'd want it to be sickly, but yeah, I feel as though maybe a little bit more work is needed there. It's definitely a very memorable beer, and the aroma especially blew me away. I mean, I would put that, right up there. And what's really great, something to remember about breweries that kind of make very experimental beers and beers that are sort of pushing boundaries, is that they're going to make beer that is a little bit odd and a little bit, oh, I'm not sure about it, more often than breweries who play it safe. So, I think there's a lot of consideration to be given and leeway to be given to breweries who try and do things like this. You'll get your Puritans who say, oh, putting fruit in beer, that's not okay. I do understand that. I mean, you should definitely be able to get flavours that you want to get out of the hops, out of the malt, without having to add extra things. There is that. But that's a different thing to being able to do that, but then choosing to make something new, make something interesting, make something that is packed full of fruit and is also a beer, just for fun, Beer is an art, and art should be fun as well as beautiful. And there we go. Siren's $10 Shake. As I mentioned, we will be having a look at Pompomoncello in just a few beers' time. In the meantime, check out Rainbow Project, link below, and also check out their recipe for this beer. I really think it would be worth making. If I was making it myself, I would not use quite so much bittering hops, or I would just sort of rethink the bittering part of the hop schedule. But yeah, it's a good beer, and I give it 70%.